Links to previous episodes are given in the video description, so don't forget to like, subscribe and share the video. A Luna's Journey from Servitude to Strength. Episode 2. Chapter 7a. Andrew's POV. I leave her and Rachel in bed. How is she? Murphy says, walking over to me. I don't know, man, but there is someone we need to talk to. I need more information. I tell him. Who? Murphy looks confused. Gamma Lucas, I say aloud and call to him over mind link. Yes, Alpha. He replies. Gamma Lucas, are you in the building? Can you make your way to my apartment? I think we need to talk. Yes, Alpha. Is this about Catalina? He asks. Yes, it is. I will be right up. 10 minutes later, Gamma Lucas is at the door. Hello, Alpha. How is she? I heard about the attack. He shakes my hand. Honestly, I'm not sure. Rachel is in there with her. She reminded me that you came from Blood Forest Pack and I was hoping you could shed some light on some things for me. I say, gesturing for us to sit at the dining room table. Of course, Alpha, what would you like to know? He asks while taking a seat. Murphy and I join him. Everything, Lucas. But start from the beginning. Was she always treated so poorly? I ask. No, actually. When Catalina was growing up, things were very different. When she was a kid, she used to run and play with the other kids in the pack. She was a ball of energy. And boy was she fast, like a bullet. She wanted to grow up and be a warrior like her oldest brother. She was always sneaking into trainings and watching and cheering us on. He says, smiling to himself. So what happened? When did it change? I ask, confused. Well, it changed when she shifted. What changed? When who shifted? Rachel asks as she walks over from the room. All three of us stand. She's fine. She fell asleep and I heard talking. She explains as she puts her hands up to calm us. Just then the door opens to the apartment and my father walks in looking concerned. I heard about what happened. Is everyone all right? How is she? He walks over and places a hand on my shoulder. I give in and hug him. I don't hug my dad often as a man, but I felt like I needed it. Is she all right, son? He asks while we hug. I don't know, Dad. But I'm trying to find out. We release the hug. Gamma Lucas, it's good to see you. Always a pleasure, Alpha. Lucas says. My father and Lucas got close over the years during my father's time as Alpha. Oh please, it's Raymond now. He slaps Lucas on the shoulder. Once an Alpha, always an Alpha. Lucas says. Rachel clears her throat, getting everyone's attention. I want to know what happened after she shifted. Rachel looks so sad. She looks like she just found out Santa Claus isn't real. We all take a seat at the table as Lucas continues. The Black family is known for their pitch black wolves. Well, when Catalina came of age and shifted for the first time at 14, her wolf was not black but white. Lucas explains. All white? My father asks. Lucas nods his head. They look at each other like they both share a secret. What? I ask, confused. We'll explain that later. However, when Catalina shifted, her father was enraged. He believed her mother had an affair and that Catalina was not his. He punished them both very harshly. Soon her mother turned on her too, blaming Catalina for the treatment. The older she got, the worse it got. And when she turned 17 her father started beating her. And the beta. He started having her at night. He whispers that last part. I did my best to play interference between her, her father, and the beta. But when her brother joined in I couldn't stand it any longer. I told the alpha what he was doing was wrong. I asked him to let me take Catalina away and he would never have to see her again. You did. A voice comes from behind us. We all turn to see Catalina wrapped in a blanket standing at her door. Lucas stands. I did, child. But he refused me and called me a traitor and then banished me and my family from the pack. He takes a few steps towards her. She smiles and drops the blanket as she runs to his arms. Oh Gamma Lucas, I missed you. She says as she hugs him and buries her face in his shoulder. I missed you too, little rabbit. He says, kissing the top of her head. What's with all the animal nicknames? Murphy asks. It was the first thing she ever killed in a hunt. Lucas giggles. She smiles and looks up to him. This is the first time I've seen her smile like that. It breaks my heart it's not for me. Rachel walks over to Catalina. Lena, let's go take a look at your burns. Rachel guides Catalina back to the bedroom and into her bathroom. I honestly didn't think she would survive. I can't remember how many times I picked her up off the floor or took her to the clinic from the beatings. I thought I would never see her again. Lucas says, still facing Catalina's room. I know, Lucas. But she's here now. My father says as he places his hand on Lucas' shoulder. Did you know? I asked my father, son, it was a tough situation. When Lucas got here, he told me about her. But at the time we were already in a war with Silver Moon Pack. I didn't have the resources to start another war. My father explains. He looks guilty. I'm angry but I understand. He's right. Wait, I've never seen an all-white wolf. That's rare. Right? Murphy asks. My father and Lucas look at each other again. What? I ask. It is rare. In fact, she's the only one. My father says. How do you know? I ask. Because it's a legend. He says, what do you mean? We all take a seat again. Well, legend has it, a pure white wolf will be born and the wolf will hold a power and their pack will benefit from this power. They will rule over all packs and they will be as one. Or so the legend goes. Lucas explains. Why have I never heard of this? I ask. Because it's the oldest legend I know. People stopped talking about it. They stopped believing it was true. Most don't know it. Which means Samson didn't know what he had. My father explains. Power? What kind of power? Murphy asks. I don't know. Because people stopped talking about it, much of the information about it has been lost. My father explains. You guys, I think it's time for us to go. Let everyone rest and we can get back together for dinner this week. Rachel says as she closes the door quietly. Alpha Lucas stands and addresses me. As a Gamma, I would like to offer protection to the future Luna and vow to protect her until my last breath. Lucas says to me. I accept your vow of protection, but she needs to as well. I say, nodding to her room. I will call on her in a few days to give her time to recover. But I will be standing guard outside in the meantime. Lucas says. Son, if you need anything, call. Your mother wants you both over for dinner soon, but I will hold her off. My father says and pats my shoulder. Drew, we are just downstairs if you need us. Murphy says, and they all file out of the apartment. I fall into the couch as I think about everything that has happened today. I am completely shocked at what has happened in just one short day. I get up to check on Lena. When I open the door, she is asleep in her bed. When I go to close the door, I hear Andrew. Catalina's POV. Andrew, I say. He stops and steps towards me. What is it, sweetheart? He whispers, do you think I could get a glass of water? My throat hurts so much from earlier. Of course. I'll be right back. He leaves and then comes back with a glass of water. I take a few sips and lay back down. He turns to leave. Andrew, I call. Yes. He looks back. Could you, if it's not asking too much, stay with me for a bit? I just feel calmer when you're around. I can't make eye contact with him. I'm so embarrassed. I asked. Of course I will. He says to my surprise. He walks to the other side of the bed and crawls under the covers and lays next to me. Is this okay? He asks. I nod. I scoot closer to him and we lay there for a minute. Oh, come here. He says and pulls me to his side and I lay my head on his chest. Is this better? He asks. And it is. I feel my body relaxing and calmness come over me. I nod my head and he places his arm around my shoulder. It only takes a minute before I am completely asleep. Andrew's POV. I wake up to the sun in my face. I don't remember falling asleep. This sweet smell fills the air like coconuts and honey. I look down and see Catalina asleep on my chest. It's her, it's the smell of her. I take in a deep breath. I am surprised she slept through the night. I look at her sleeping, her head rises and falls with every breath I take. After about a minute of staring at her, I realize I'm being kind of creepy just watching her while she sleeps. I attempt to get up but she slides her arm across me and squeezes. I think she did it subconsciously because she then nuzzles into my chest and smiles. I pull her in closer and smile too. This is the most contact we've had in the week she has been here and I have to admit I'm enjoying it. I just want to live right here in this moment, but then her eyes open wide. Catalina's POV. Did I just nuzzle him? OMG, I want to die right now. He smells so good though. Like the morning forest in spring. Just manly and woodsy. And don't get me started on this body. His strong arms pulling me in, the muscles on his chest and abs. He's just one Greek god. I bet he tastes delicious and I wouldn't mind his hands on my body. Oh no. Lena, stop it, he'll smell your arousal. I open my eyes and move my arm off of him. I am sorry. You don't have to stay. I whisper. He just laughs and looks down to me. I've already stayed all night, but I was just going to get up to make you some breakfast. Breakfast? Don't you have to go to work? I ask. Nope. I'm taking some time off. I feel like we haven't spent as much time together as we could have since you got here. I think I was trying to convince myself you needed time to adapt. He explains. And now? I ask. And now I think you need me. He kisses my forehead. But before I go, I wanted to check your burns. He lets go of me and I lay back. He leans over me and places a hand under my chin and tilts my head to the side. His face is so close to mine I can feel his breath against my cheek. I swallow hard. His eyes flick up to mine and he smiles. Then his hands travel to my shirt. Is it okay if I lift this to take a look? He asks gently. I nod. He lifts up my shirt and runs his hand over my stomach and I flinch at the tingles in my skin. Does that hurt? He asks concerned. I shake my head no. He continues and I close my eyes enjoying his touch. He makes his way down to my leg and he runs his hands over my thigh and a small moan forms in my throat. Of course with his heightened hearing he had to have heard it. I can't believe I just did that. I feel the warmth of blush in my cheeks. Why is my body reacting like this? I hear him chuckle and he moves my shirt back down as he makes his way back up to my face. You're all healed, he tells me. Really? Normally it takes a few days. I say. Well, it's probably your wolf. Now that you are more connected you will heal faster. He explains. He's still laying next to me looking down at me. I am just staring into his beautiful eyes. Now I'm going to get up and make you breakfast. But I will warn you I only know how to make pancakes and eggs. I giggle. Why don't we make breakfast together? I just want to pop in the shower real quick. You can get started on making the coffee. Deal. We get up and he heads to the kitchen as I head to the shower. I shower quickly and change clothes. I put on a loose t-shirt and cardigan with jean cut-off shorts. I head out to the kitchen and see him. He's at the counter pouring coffee into a mug. He's already gotten out all of the ingredients to make pancakes. I pause for a moment just to stare. He's like unreal attractive. Tall, tan, and just perfect. I've never ogled at a man before, but this guy just stops me in my tracks. You going to stand there just staring or are you going to come help? He smirks. I feel myself blush and move towards him. He raises an eyebrow at me. I want to bake something. I love baking and I haven't done any in a week. I exclaim, okay, what do you want to bake? Let me see what you have in here. After a few minutes of poking around I find everything I need to make blueberry and chocolate muffins. Why is your kitchen so stocked if you never eat here? I ask rather boldly, haha, what makes you think I don't eat here? He asks laughing. He hands me a mug of freshly poured coffee. Well, we haven't made food here the whole time I've been here. It's always going out to eat or having things delivered. Well, part of that is time and I guess I wanted to give you whatever you wanted and show you a good time. He explains that's really sweet. He's a good man, Catalina. He's our mate. Kayla says I don't really know what that means, Kayla. Yes you do. You are drawn to him, he smells delicious, and we both know you were checking him out even when your life was in danger. He is your other half. You make each other stronger. I also want to point out that you slept through the night last night with no nightmares. Oh my goddess! I say out loud, what? Andrew looks at me concerned. I just realized I didn't have a nightmare last night. I say, yeah, first night without one since you've been here. He replies, shock. How does he know that? How do you know that? I ask. I had to know. I can feel your fear and panic. He explains. Wait so you can feel it when I have a nightmare. Yet, I'd wake up and go in and check on you to make sure it was just a dream and I'd always find you sleeping in the bathtub. He explains. Oh no. I'm sorry I've been waking you up, I didn't realize. I say panicked. He chuckles. It's alright Lena. He pauses before continuing. Can I ask why the bathtub? The bathroom was the only room with a lock. I whisper as I pour out some pancake batter onto the hot griddle. He doesn't say anything. I move over to the sink to rinse out the bowl. Andrew begins flipping the pancakes. We stay silent for a bit while he finishes up the pancakes, and I start on the eggs. Lena, I'm sorry. He says, tossing the spatula into the sink, startling me. What for? I'm sorry I wasn't there to protect you for all the bad things that happened to you. I'm sorry you were so afraid that you had to sleep in a bathtub. I'm sorry I didn't know about you sooner. He has his hands on the counter and has his head hanging. That was the sweetest thing anyone has ever said to me. I can't bear to have him take the blame for this. I go over and touch his arm. Hey, it's not your fault. You have nothing to be sorry for. And you did save me. Jackson was going to buy me off my parents, but you got me first. And I never would have had the strength to knee someone in their crotch without you. We both giggle at the last part. Well, that does bring something up I wanted to ask you. How would you feel about getting in some training? Nothing crazy, but maybe you will feel safer knowing how to protect yourself. Andrew asks as he turns towards me and places his hands on my shoulders. What a sweet and thoughtful and attractive man. Goddess, I forgot he wasn't wearing a shirt and my eyes keep traveling down. Are you checking me out again? He's got a stupid smirk on. What? Oh. Hey, put on a shirt. I say like it's his fault I can't keep my eyes off every piece of him. Haha, fine, I'll put one on, but you think about the training. He says as he's walking to his room. I wish he wouldn't. Or I could not put a shirt on. He says as he's leaning up against his bedroom door frame. What? Can he hear my thoughts? Is that a part of the mate bond? Oh no, I'm screwed. Please put a shirt on. What smells so good? Murphy says as he and Rachel enter the apartment. Lena's making muffins and I made pancakes. Andrew yells from his bedroom. Lena hun, how are you feeling? Rachel asks, concerned. I'm okay. I actually feel like I have a lot more energy today. I explain. It probably has to do with sleeping next to Andrew, but I don't say that. It probably has to do with sleeping next to me. Andrew says, coming out of his room. Of course he says it. Seriously, can he read my mind or what? Rachel gives me a cute smile and I feel the blood rush to my face. You guys, I have a great idea. Murphy says to all of us, drawing our attention. Why don't we take a few days and go to the lake house? Do you really think it's a good idea? Catalina was just attacked. Rachel asks. Yeah, the lake is deeper into our territory, we can have warriors on patrol, and we can have your dad step in for a few days. Come on man, we never take time away. Murphy says, pleading with Andrew. Andrew looks at me. What do you want to do? I already told you I would take time off to spend with you. Would you like to go to the lake house or would you feel safer here? He's leaving this up to me. How am I supposed to decide? I've never been to the lake house. We can go to the lake house if that's what everyone wants. I say, not knowing what I'm agreeing to. You're going to love it, Lena. Murphy says, excited. Andrew grabs my hand and leads me to the front door and opens it. There, standing by the door, is Gamma Lucas. Lucas, we have decided to go to the lake house for a few days. Can you get a few groups of warriors to sweep the area and set up patrols? Andrew asks him. Yes, Alpha, I'll set up a 3-shift rotation. Lucas replies. He then looks at me and kneels. Catalina Black, I, Gamma Lucas Waters, vow to protect you until my dying breath. Lucas says to me. I just look at him and then back to Andrew. You have to accept or deny his vow of protection. Andrew says in my mind. I, Catalina Black, accept your vow of protection. He stands and smiles at me, and so does Andrew. I guess I did it right. When will you be headed to the lake house? Lucas asks Andrew. After lunch, so you have time to prepare. Andrew replies. With that, Lucas leaves and we head back inside. Looks like we're going to the lake house. Andrew announces. Murphy cheers and Rachel giggles. We'll have breakfast, then you guys go get ready and meet us back here. We'll have lunch then head out. Andrew tells them. We bring the food out and sit around the table, eating and talking together. It all feels so easy and comfortable talking with everyone. I've never experienced this before and I'm enjoying it. Once we're all done eating, Murphy and Rachel leave and Andrew and I clean up. When we're done, Andrew comes to help me pack for a few days. I pick out a few dresses, some shorts, a bathing suit which was mandatory, some underwear, and sleeping attire. I've never had so many things to choose from. I did want to ask you something before the others get here. Did you want to share a room or have separate rooms? Either one is fine to me, but I guess I wanted to prepare myself. He asks. I hadn't even thought about that. What do I want? Do I want to share a room with him? Is that too fast, too much? I mean, I did just have the best sleep of my life last night. Oh goddess, what do I do? Okay, I can see I asked too much. How about this? We prepare 2 rooms, and if you get scared or just want to have a good night's sleep, I can come to your room. Ugh, why is he so thoughtful? I nod my head and smile. He walks over and hugs me and kisses the top of my head. I melt a little. It's been a few hours of packing and chatting when Murphy and Rachel walk in with their bags, bickering with each other about Rachel packing too much. I agree, she has 2 suitcases and a large bag. All I'm saying is you don't have to pack so much for just a few days. All my stuff fits into one backpack. Murphy says fine, then I'll take out all the lingerie I packed. Rachel fires back. Baby, that's not what I'm saying. But how much space could they even take up? They're basically string. Murphy says. Both Andrew and I burst out laughing at that, and they both look at us not amused. Look, I pack what I want and need, and you are going to have to deal with it. Rachel says in a huff. I will have to deal with it because I'm the one carrying them. Murphy whispers. Well, all this laughing has made me hungry. Are we ready to go? Andrew asks as he picks up my bag and his. Everyone nods and we head out. Andrew leans down and whispers thanks for only packing one bag. I heard that Rachel yells on her way out the door. We laugh. We head out the building and into a black SUV. We stop to eat at a Mexican restaurant. It's so nice and easygoing. I can't believe yesterday my life was being threatened and I cried myself to sleep, and today I'm going out to eat, headed to a lake house, and I think, flirting. It's like night and day. Andrew tells me the lake house is a few hours away. I start to doze off and Andrew unhooks my seat belt and lays me down with my head in his lap. It just all feels so easy and right. I must have fallen asleep fast because the next thing I know Andrew is rubbing my arm. Lena, babe, we're here. Did I just get called babe? No one has ever called me babe, it's cute. I smile. Oh, did you like that nickname? I'll remember that. Andrew teases. I open my eyes and sit up. I can feel myself blush. Andrew giggles and opens the car door and helps me out. When I step out I hear the sounds of birds and water. The lake house is huge. Like insanely huge. There is a circular clearing around the home and then a wall of trees. The lake house is a log cabin with a dark green roof. It is right up against this beautiful large lake that has a dock with 2 boats tied to it. I can't believe this is all real. I can see Andrew watching me as I look in awe at everything in front of me. I am really glad I decided to come out to the lake house. Come on, let's show you around. Andrew says and he grabs my hand and leads me inside. Catalina's POV when we walk into the lake house, it looks like a magazine cover. We walk into the living room with a large stone fireplace surrounded by 2 large sofas that are dark brown. The walls, ceiling, and floor are all light wood. And comfy throw blankets are everywhere. There is a large window on the far wall with a beautiful view of the water. To the left is the dining room with a large dining room table that can fit probably 16 people. A large antler chandelier hangs from the ceiling. To the right of the dining room is the kitchen. The kitchen has a stone island and light wood cabinets with dark brown countertops. The cabin has 2 sets of stairs, one spiral staircase off the kitchen and another straight staircase off the living room. We go up the straight stairs and turn right into a hallway. This is a shared bathroom. Andrew points to the first door down the hallway. This will be my room in case you need me. He points to the one next to the bathroom. And this is your room. He stops at the last room down the hallway. When he opens the door, the smell of wood and flowers fill my nose. This room is beautiful. Windows cover 2 of the walls to the right and back wall. The right side has a small bed cut out by the window and it's full of pillows. There is a huge bed in the middle of the room with wooden bed posts. There is a small desk and chair. There is a bathroom attached to this room, so I thought you would like this room. He says, and he places my bag on the bed and points to one of the doors. I go to the door and open it to a large clawfoot tub, small white tiled floor and again a large window letting in all the natural light. This place can't be real. I can't stop smiling at everything. I'm glad you like it. Andrew says with a smile. I've never been in a place like this before. I say, still looking around the room and laying on the small bed by the window. It has a great view of the woods meeting the lake. Well, I will let you get settled. Come down when you are ready and we'll make plans for the rest of today. Andrew says, making his way to the door and leaves. I feel a ping in my heart when he closes the door. I guess I wanted him to stay, but he's respecting my choice. I close my eyes and take a deep breath in, taking in the last scent of him. I run and jump on the bed. I love it here so far and I never want to leave. I open my bag and begin unpacking when I hear a knock on my door. Come in. I yell. Rachel walks in with a smile. Hey hun, how's getting settled going? I see Andrew gave you the house suite. She says with a grin. Yet it's so beautiful here, it's like unreal. Rachel laughs and jumps on the bed. Yet I remember the first time I came here. It was nothing like I was used to. She says, getting lost in her memory. I don't know much about Rachel's past. I guess I just assumed she was from this pack and grew up like Andrew and Murphy. I know the guys grew up together because at dinners Andrew would tell stories about the trouble those two would get into. But I haven't heard anything about Rachel, come to think about it. Did you not grow up in the Moon Lake pack? I ask. Rachel shakes her head. No, the pack I grew up in doesn't exist anymore. What happened? I ask, joining her on the bed. We both lay back and look up at the ceiling. Well, the pack I grew up in was small. It was nice. I knew everyone and everyone knew me. However, there were dangers in being a small pack. More than once we were attacked by rogues. They wanted our resources and land. We always fought them off though, until one night we were under attack. My mother and father were gammas and warriors. The alpha of the pack had called for aid from the Moon Lake pack. They came, but they were quite far. By the time they arrived, only a third of the pack was left, and our alpha was badly wounded. Moon Lake beat back the rogues and won. The two alphas of the pack agreed to let my pack join Moon Lake under one alpha. The alpha of our pack died the next day. We were brought to the Moon Lake pack, which was a big change for all of us. But everyone was really nice, well, most everyone. Who wasn't nice? I say sharply. Ha ha ha, just a few mean girls. Don't go beating anyone up over it. Rachel giggles. I laugh too, realizing it was probably a while ago. How old were you? I ask. Around 14 when I got here. Life has been pretty good since. I finished school. I found my mate. And I've made a great friend. Rachel says, reaching for my hand. I smile, knowing she is talking about me. A knock comes from the door. Andrew appears. You hadn't come down, so I thought you fell asleep. But it looks like you are caught up in girl talk. He says, leaning against the door frame and folding his arms in front of him. He has a smile on his face, so I know he's not mad, but there is a need in his voice. This is my fault. I got talking and you know how I can be. Rachel says, getting up from the bed. Just then Murphy comes up. Guys, are we really going to waste the rest of this day laying around, or are we going to do something? I for one vote on bonfire and Maurice. He looks around at us. I'm down. Andrew says, me too. Rachel says, me three, I guess. I say, and just like that Murphy takes off down the hallway, down the steps and outside. I'm going to change and be right down. I say as they all leave my room. I change into some dark green denim shorts, this cute off-the-shoulder white shirt, and I put on an oversized cardigan. I put on some sandals and head outside. Murphy is working on the fire and Andrew is trying to help. "Where's Rachel?" I ask. "She's inside getting the fixings," Murphy says in a weird accent. I giggle and head inside to help. I help Rachel gather the marshmallows, chocolate, and graham crackers. Then we head back outside. The guys finally have the fire going and we all sit on one side facing the water. The sun is starting to set and the sky is turning red and orange. It's the most beautiful sight I have ever seen. I sit between Rachel and Andrew and we all roast our marshmallows, well except Murphy, he keeps burning his. But I think he likes it that way. When the sun goes down we all just sit there enjoying each other's company and listening to the fire and the sounds of crickets. Then I hear rustling in the tree line and shoot my head up. It's okay. It's just the patrols. During the day they do large sweeps of the area, but at night they tighten the circle to limit the area they have to see at night. Andrew tells me. He points out a few members of the patrol and I relax a bit. I relax more when I see Gamma Lucas come out from the woods and head towards the cabin. He stands at the front door like a guard. I feel a little weird about having Gamma Lucas always standing guard. What about his family? Will he do this all the time? I look up and ask Andrew. He smiles. I think he will relax a bit in time. I think he feels bad for not being able to protect you in the past. We all do, Lena. He takes my hand and kisses my palm. It feels so intimate. And as soon as his lips touch my hand a warm wave flows through me. I close my eyes to enjoy it. Lena, I know I've asked before, but do you feel anything when I touch you? He asks. I do. But it's different each time. I say okay, so what did you just feel? He asks. Warmth. Like a calming warmth through my body. I say quietly even though I know the other two can hear me. Andrew's POV. She can feel the mate bond. Finally. However, she still doesn't act like I've seen others react to it. She's still scared, dummy. Mark says, but the mate bond is strong, especially for alphas. She has to be fighting pretty hard against it. I tell him. Give mate time. Don't mess this up. I can feel her wolf getting stronger every day. Mark warns. Lena, can I ask you something? I say with concern. Yes, when was the last time you shifted? I ask as gently as I can. Oh, well, about 2 years ago. It felt like for the past 2 years my wolf was slipping away from me. She says, looking down at her hands. What about now? Do you feel her? I feel her more and more each day. We can talk now. I didn't realize how much I missed her in my head. She says, looking up at the fire. Does she know when she'll be strong enough to shift again? I ask. She says she still has a while before she'll be that strong. But she's hopeful. And so am I. She's looking at me smiling. She has the most adorable smile and blue eyes. I kiss her hand again, and she closes her eyes to enjoy it. We stay out until the fire dies down, then we head back inside. I think I want to go up and take a bath in that big tub. She tells me when we're back inside. Okay, get your rest. We'll go out on the boat tomorrow. It will be a busy day of fun. I tell her and give her a hug and a kiss on top of her head. She disappears upstairs. Well, you two are adorable. Rachel says from the kitchen with a large grin on her face. Rachel, don't start. I'm trying so hard to move slow. It's such a struggle. I say exhaustedly as I'm flopped down on the sofa. I remember when you two found each other. You couldn't keep your hands off one another. You'd go missing for days. I say to Rachel and Murphy. Oh hun, I'm sorry. I know this is hard. You are doing so well though. She's opening up more and more each day. I really think this time alone with us will help her feel more comfortable. Rachel says as she makes her way to the other side of the sofa. So you're saying this was a good idea? You're saying I had a good idea? Drew, write this down. I want to remember this forever. Rachel said I had a good idea. Murphy teases her. I laugh as Rachel rolls her eyes. That's it, I'm sleeping in a different room tonight. Rachel exclaims, making her way to the stairs. Oh no you don't. Murphy gets up and runs after her, scooping her up bridal style. You aren't sleeping anywhere but with me. Murphy growls and Rachel giggles as they disappear upstairs. Okay, good talk guys. I want to be annoyingly cute with my mate. I just have to wait for her though. I sit there for a bit before deciding to go to bed myself. Catalina's POV. Rachel, don't start. I'm trying so hard to move slow. It's such a struggle. I hear Andrew say. I know I shouldn't be listening but I can't help it. He sounds annoyed. I remember when you two found each other. You couldn't keep your hands off one another. You'd go missing for days. Andrew says. He's disappointed in me. I just don't know how to be the mate he wants. I go to my room. I run my bath nice and hot and get in. Kayla, what am I doing wrong? I ask. Oh Lena, you aren't doing anything wrong. You will move at your own pace. There is no right or wrong pace, only yours. How does being with Andrew feel to you? Kayla asks. Well, it feels nice, comforting, safe. And how do you feel about spending more time with him? I smile. Then just go at your pace. If you like spending time with him, then do that. He might be frustrated because he wants to spend more time with you. He is feeling the mate bond a lot. You aren't feeling it as much as him because I'm still weak. But it will keep getting stronger. Kayla, I missed you. I know. But I never left you. I soak in the tub for a bit thinking about everything that has happened over the past few days. About Andrew and how sweet he's been to me. I get out of the tub and get ready for bed. I crawl into the huge bed, it's so comfy I fall right to sleep. I wake up to a hand over my mouth. Hello cat, he says in my ear. It's Beta Yuri. I couldn't sleep so I thought I'd pay you a visit. Now be a good kitten and be quiet. I can smell the alcohol on his breath. He rolls me over and is on top of me. I try to get out from under him but his weight is too much. So I do what I can. I scream. It's the first and last time I ever do. I scream and his hand connects with the side of my face hard. I see spots instantly. I feel queasy like I'm going to pass out from the pain. I said don't scream. You better hope no one heard that. But someone did hear and they bang on the door. He is angry and hits me again. This time I black out. Andrew's POV. I wake up to a feeling of panic and fear. It's Lena. Then I hear her scream. I rush out of bed and down into her room. She is asleep and having a dream. I go over to her and try to wake her up. Lena baby, wake up. You're having a bad dream. Please baby, wake up. Catalina's POV. I wake to find Andrew looking concerned over me. Lena, are you okay? You screamed. I've never heard you scream before in your dreams. I can feel his fear. For the first time I know what he means when he says he can feel mine. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to bother you. I say, sitting up. You aren't bothering me. I just want to make sure you are okay, babe. I smile at the name. There's that smile. He tucks a strand of hair out of my face. Well, I'll let you go back to sleep, he says and turns to leave. Wait. Stay? I mean, would you mind? I ask shyly. Andrew turns and smiles. Of course I don't mind. Scoot over, he says, climbing in. He lays down and pulls me into his side. Just like last time. I bury my head in his chest and wrap my arm around him. He smells so good. And touching him calms me down instantly. I let the warmth wash over me. I feel him kiss the top of my head and I smile. I decide then that I'm not going to fight back anymore. I'm going to fall into him. If I get hurt, oh well, it's no different than any other time. I fall asleep happy. I wake up to the sunshine on my face. I hear the birds outside and feel Andrew's arm around me. Oh, I just want to stay in this moment. I can tell by his breathing he is still asleep. I tilt my head up to look at him. Oh, thank goddess, he's an ugly sleeper. Well, I mean as ugly as this beautiful man can be. His head is to the side and his mouth is wide open. I giggle because even though this is not flattering, he's still fine. My eyes trail down his body to where my hand is resting on his chest. I run my fingers over his chest and he stirs. I stop moving, waiting for him to settle. He does. You know it's not a good idea to tease someone so early in the morning. I freeze. I look up at Andrew with a smile. He is looking down at me with his eyebrows raised. I'm sorry. Your skin feels nice. Did I just say that out loud? What in goddess's name is wrong with me? I just want to die. Go ahead and put me in a box. I am dead with embarrassment. But Andrew just laughs and pulls my face up to his. And yours feels amazing, he says as his hand feels my cheek. Thanks for staying last night, I whisper. Anytime, baby. Well, I was hoping you'd stay in here the rest of the time we are here. If that's okay. I am being bold today. Andrew smiles. If that's what you want, of course I will. I lay back down on his chest and he puts his arm around me. It's so nice. Did we really have to do anything else? You know eventually we'll have to get up, he says. I swear he can read my mind. If I find out later mates can read each other's minds, I'm going to be so mad at him. Lena, are you okay? Your breathing has picked up. I'm getting angry and he picked up on the slightest difference. Okay, maybe that's how he's doing it. Do you always notice everything? There I go again with the bold. Haha, only when it comes to you, he says as he playfully rolls me over to my back. He is leaning over me with his thumb rubbing my cheek, staring into my eyes. You know you have the most beautiful eyes I've ever seen. I think my favorited color is blue now just because of them. He whispers. Then he leans in for a kiss. When our lips touch, it's like two souls colliding. His hand pulls the back of my neck into him harder. The kiss starts out soft and gentle, but it grows into a hunger. Like he's been waiting his whole life for this one kiss, for me. He releases the kiss and we are both out of breath, but he moves his lips to my neck and the feeling of his lips on my body is driving me crazy. The air feels thinner, like I can't get enough to breathe in. His mouth finds my mark spot and I let out a moan. I can feel him smile against my neck as I reach up around his back, drawing him closer to me. He draws his face back to mine. I could stay like this forever with you, baby. But Murph just mind-linked me. He and Rachel are downstairs waiting for us. I fear if we don't come out they will come in. He laughs at the last part. I place my hand on his cheek and look into his dark green eyes and say, well, I can't get up with you on top of me. Maybe that's the point. He says with a mischievous smile. If you guys don't hurry up. Murph is driving me crazy. Rachel yells from downstairs. We both laugh and get up. Andrew leaves to get dressed and I put on a bathing suit and a cover. I'm still self-conscious about my scars. I run into Murphy grazing in the kitchen. Literally shoveling food in his mouth. He stops and looks up at me. Are you hungry? I can make you a plate. He asks, embarrassed. Oh no, I'm not hungry, just thirsty. I go to the fridge and grab a water bottle. Oh hey, I wanted to tell you something. I noticed you are a bit self-conscious about your scars. Good to know I'm not being obvious, I think sarcastically. I heard some werewolves can thicken their skin so their scars don't show. I don't know if your wolf is strong enough or really how that all works, but you can give it a try sometime, or not. Personally, I think you look bad. Like you've been through things. But I get it. People ask questions, questions you don't want to answer. Murphy stuffs his face a bit more. I wonder if that would work. I kind of want to give it a try. I'll ask Kayla later, maybe she'll know how to do it. Murphy cleans up his food. Thanks, Murphy. I might give it a try and see if it works. Hey, that's the first time you've called me Murphy instead of Beta. Sweet. Murphy chuckles and puts his arm around me as we head outside. Outside I see Andrew lowering one of the boats into the water. When he looks up and sees us, he growls. Did he just growl? I ask Murphy. Haha, yes he did. Murphy lifts his hands in the air. Just being friendly, man. I want no problems. I giggle and so does Rachel. She comes over and links her arm in mine. We walk over to the dock and wait until the guys help us on the boat. I've never been on a boat before, so I wasn't sure what to expect. The boat has a driver's seat and seats that line the sides. There are seats in the way back of the boat and seats all the way in the front. There is also a large canopy over us. Rachel lays down on one side of the boat and I lay down in the back right next to her in the corner. The guys sit at the front. The boat pulls away from the dock. Rachel and I chat about what happened this morning between me and Andrew. She really loves girl talk and she always asks me how I feel. She is probably the nicest person I have ever met. I even tell her about what Murphy told me about my scars. She seems upset he didn't tell her about it. Do you really want to give it a try? She asks. I mean, yeah, kind of. Then I could wear anything I wanted to. I explain. Well, no time like the present. Rachel sits up and comes next to me. Maybe try just focusing on one spot. Might be easier. I don't know, but it makes sense. She says, taking my arm. There are a few shallow scars. Kayla, can we do this? I ask in my mind. I will try. And just like that they vanish. Rachel gasps, drawing the attention of the guys. Lena, are you okay? Andrew asks, rushing over. It worked. Rachel hits Murphy's shoulder. Why didn't you tell me about this? Rachel scolds. Ouch, because I love your scar and I'm the only one who sees it. I've never worn a bikini because of my you jerk. You didn't tell me because you didn't want me to wear bikinis. Rachel stands up and she looks mad. Come on, baby, you are gorgeous. I don't want to give guys another reason to stare at you. I don't want to be put in chains for ripping someone's throat out. Murphy pleads and gives the cutest puppy dog face. Don't give me that stupid face. Rachel hits his shoulder again. Fine, how about I give you this then? Murphy pulls out a little baby blue box and opens it. Rachel gasps again. Rachel Rivers, will you do me the honor of becoming my wife? Murphy gets down on one knee. Rachel looks like she is going to cry and she nods her head. Murphy puts the ring on her hand and picks her up into a hug. They are absolutely adorable. I hadn't even noticed when, but Andrew and I are holding hands and I am leaning on his shoulder. They are so cute it almost makes you sick. He leans down and whispers. We heard that. They both say at the same time. Which made them giggle and give each other a kiss. I have to agree with Andrew. I say. Everyone turns to me and then starts laughing. Now that is over, congratulations you two crazy kids, tell me what worked. Andrew asks everyone. Olena's scars. Show him. Rachel says. I mean, it's not a party trick, but I show him my other arm with scars and just like the other one they disappear. Oh wow. That's crazy. But hey, you don't have to hide your scars, unless you want to. I love you just the way you are. Did he just say he loves me? Swoon. I just want to feel comfortable, without people staring, or feeling bad for me. I say and I feel all my skin thicken. I take my cover off and no more scars. I've never felt so free, and I like it. Andrew pulls me into his lap and he leans his forehead against mine. As long as you are happy, baby. He whispers. His arms around my waist. I'm trying to be, and I think this helps. It makes me feel normal. Oh Lena, you are anything but normal. In the best way possible. He kisses my forehead. You Drew, we got company. Murphy says, looking out on the lake. Andrew moves me off his lap and stands up. It's Todd and Jeremy. Andrew says. I can't tell if that's a good or bad thing. Sweet. Murphy says. I guess it's good. Andrew and Murphy head to the front of the boat and Rachel comes over to me. Okay, you will love Dot. She's Jeremy's mate and a little dumb but very sweet. Cassie will like you because you are an alpha's daughter. She's very bloodline focused. Cassie is Todd's mate. And he is Andrew's like second cousin or something, I don't know how, but they are all related somehow. Rachel explains as our boat slows down and Todd's boat comes along our side. Andrew and Murphy tie the boat to us and 4 people step on. The guys greet each other with hugs and smiles and the 2 girls head towards us. Rachel. A short girl with black hair and brown eyes runs up to Rachel and almost tackles her to the ground with a hug. It's been so long. Rachel hugs back. Okay, that's so the other one is Cassie. Cassie walks over. She is tall, tan, and blonde. Honestly, she looks exactly how I'd thought she'd look before I ever met her. You're going to crush her with your She-Hulk strength. Cassie says. It makes self-conscious and she lets go of Rachel. Rachel, it's good to see you out and about and with your mate. They always seem so busy. Cassie kisses Rachel on both cheeks. And who is this? Cassie turns to me. Oh ladies, this is Lena. Andrew's mate. Rachel says, oh my goddess, how exciting. Exclaims and wraps me in a hug. Her excitement is infectious. Well, that's interesting. Release. Tell me dear, what pack do you come from? Lets go of me and Cassie takes a step towards me. Oh blood forest. I say, oof, that's some rough terrain. Cassie says. And your parents? She adds, my father is the Alpha. I say, remembering what Rachel told me about her. Oh good. Your kids will have good bloodlines then. But you better mark him before Sienna finds out. She's kind of the worst. Cassie says. Who the heck is Sienna? Oh, let's not ruin this time by bringing her up. Rachel doesn't seem to like her. True. Ladies, what's wrong with this picture? Cassie asks, looking at all of us. We all look at each other confused. Drinks ladies, we need drinks. She says that last part loud enough for the guys to hear. You got it, princess. One of the guys say. He and Andrew go to the other boat and come back with drinks. This is Lena, my mate. Andrew says as he hands me a drink and wraps his arm around my waist, and I kind of like it. Hey Lena, good to finally meet you. This one has been crying about finding his mate since he was a pup. Todd says, laughing. What's this I hear about a mate? The other guy, who I am assuming is Jeremy, comes over. Jeremy, this is Lena, my mate. Andrew says, hey Lena, Jeremy. Nice to meet you. I see you girls have been introduced. Jeremy shakes my hand. Goes over and stands by him. This is nice. I've never been around a group of people like this. Let's be honest, I've never had friends, so this is all new to me. Wait a minute. What is that? Cassie exclaims, pointing to Rachel's hand. Rachel smiles widely. I'm getting married, y'all. All the girls cheer and the boys drink. Guys, are we just going to stand around or are we going to have fun? Leave it to Murphy to ruin the moment. Cassie giggles and turns on some music. Todd grabs 2 black inner tubes and ties them to the back of the boat. Rachel and I each climb in one. Cassie likes you. Like I knew she would. Rachel mind links me. The rest of the day is full of girl talk, wedding planning, drinking, swimming, and laying out in the sun. It's the most fun I've ever had. I still can't believe this is my life now. When the sun is going down, we part ways with the other boat and make our way back to the lake house. We all decide to have a movie night since we are all exhausted from being in the sun all day. I decide to take a bath before joining them in the living room. When I get back to the living room, they have a bunch of snacks laid out and Andrew is waiting for me with a comfy blanket. I sit next to him and he wraps me up as I lean up against him. This is a perfect end to a perfect day. Not even 10 minutes into the movie, Murphy and Rachel are asleep. I must have fallen asleep not long after because the next thing I remember is being carried up the stairs and placed into bed. I feel Andrew get in next to me, his warmth washing over me. I nuzzle into him, kiss his chest, and wrap my arm around him. He plays with my hair and runs his fingertips down my back, shooting tingles all through my body. My body reacts to the sensation and a moan forms in my throat. "Lena, I love you," he whispers. I look up at him. "You don't have to say anything, beautiful." I didn't say it to hear it back. I said it because I mean it and you deserve to hear it. He moves a strand of hair out of my face and continues to run his fingers down my back. I don't say it back, not yet. This was his moment and I didn't want to take away from it. "Thank you," I whisper. "Ha ha, for what?" He raises an eyebrow. "For basically being perfect." He laughs at that. "I don't know about perfect. But I'm glad you think so." He pulls me in tighter and kisses my forehead. I lay my head back down on his chest and fall into a deep and happy sleep. Andrew's POV: when I wake up I feel Lena's leg over me. She has really curled up to me. I smile and feel the warmth from her body. I run my hand over her hair and down her back. I see goosebumps form over her skin and she moans in her sleep. Hearing her moan makes Mark go crazy in the back of my mind. I take a few deep breaths to control him and then I feel tingles coming from my side to my stomach up to my chest. I take in a quick breath. I feel her giggle at my reaction. "Oh, you think it's funny to tease me?" I say. I flip her over on her back and lay on top of her and go for her sides to see if she's ticklish. Pleased to find out she is. She's giggling and trying to push my hands away. "Ha ha, no. Ha ha, stop. Not fair." She's laughing so hard. I stopped and just watch her laugh. She's so beautiful when she laughs. It's the first time I've heard her laugh like this. She settles down and pushes my shoulder. "Don't tickle me," she says with a smile. "Oh well, am I allowed to do this?" I ask as I lean down and kiss her. "Yes," she says as I pull away. "And what about this?" I ask as I kiss down her neck. "Yes," she says as she closes her eyes. "And this?" I ask as I make my way to her mark spot. "Yes," she almost whispers. Her breathing is heavier and faster. "And this?" I press myself into her so she can feel how much I want her. She wraps her arms around me, pulling me in. My face is still buried in her neck and I run my teeth over her mark spot. I'm not going to mark her, but I know how sensitive this spot can be. She lets out another moan. I move my hand down to her waist and stop before I go further. "You haven't said yes yet, little mate." I pull my head up to look her in her eyes. My lips graze hers. She knows I'm waiting for permission before I go further. "Yes," she whispers. "And little mate, am I allowed to do this?" "Yes, Andrew." She moans and I am in heaven hearing her moan my name. I move faster in and out of her as I can feel the tension rising within her. I hear her cry out in pleasure and feel her explode, but I don't stop. I let her release one more time before coming back to her face. She is flushed and out of breath and the most beautiful sight. Good to know what I'm allowed to do, little mate. And I kiss her nose. Now how about I run you a bath and then go make us some food? I say. She pulls me back and kisses me. But you've already done so much for me already today, she says with a smirk. I laugh. Let me take care of you, Lena. In more than one way. I kiss her and get up and head for the bathroom. How hot do you like your bath? I yell from the bathroom. Hot. She yells back. Of course you do. I run the bath and head back to the bedroom. She's still laying in bed. Do you want me to put you in the tub? She nods. I scoop her up and place her in the tub gently. I'll go make us some breakfast. She grabs my arm. But you only know how to make like 3 things. She says, looking worried. I'm going to make a large stack of pancakes again. I laugh. I'll ask Rachel to help so there will be more than just pancakes. I kiss her forehead, head to my room, and change clothes. I ask Rachel for help and she meets me in the kitchen. Well, you look happy, Rachel says, giving me a side glance. Maybe I am. I give her a side eye back. Rachel just smiles and goes back to making this French toast casserole. I am making some eggs. When we are done, we call Murphy and Lena to come down. We made French toast casserole, fresh whipped cream, eggs, sausage, and bacon. We all sit at one side of the table and eat. It's delicious. And then we hear thunder crash outside and the rain comes. No boat today, Murphy says. And no bonfires. I add, we could have a lazy day, make a fort and watch bad scary movies. Lena says. I am shocked by what a great idea that is. Heck yeah. I'll get started on the fort. Drew, help me. Murphy says, rushing from the table. You're just trying to get out of doing the dishes. Rachel yells at Murphy. I'll help. Lena says. I'll just be right back. She grabs a cup of coffee and steps out onto the porch. I peek out the window and see she hands the cup to Gamma Lucas. They talk for a minute and then she heads back inside. Catalina's POV. Gamma Lucas, I say as I step out the door of the lake house. I hand him a cup of coffee. Luna. Gamma Lucas takes the cup. Oh, I wish you wouldn't call me that. I'm not the Luna. I say, looking down. Not yet. But you are my Luna. Gamma Lucas says with a smile. Do you think I'll be good at it? I ask. I think you will be great. You came and brought me coffee. You are in there having a good time and you thought of little old me. That's what a Luna does. While the Alpha deals with the business portion of the pack, the Luna deals with the people of the pack. I am proud to call you my Luna. Gamma Lucas says, smiling at me. I smile back and head back inside to help Rachel clean up. I'm at the sink washing dishes. Rachel, who's Sienna? I ask. Ugh, she's this warrior she-wolf in the pack. When I first got here she was the one who you threatened to beat up. She laughs at the last part. Will, I already don't like her. I say, and she laughs again. Also remember what we were going to tell Andrew when we went to visit him in his office before the whole Jackson thing happened? I ask. She nods. Yes, but I understand if you don't want to do that right now with all that's happened. The thing is, I do want to do it. I say, and then I hear a loud squeal. Wow babe, what? Murphy says from the other room. She wants to do the mating ceremony. Rachel squeals. Andrew comes walking into the kitchen. He places his hands on my shoulders. Seriously? Are you sure, baby? He looks me in my eyes. I nod and smile. Yes, I do. I think I'm ready. I say. Andrew pulls me into a hug and kisses the top of my head. If you're sure. I know a few people who will be happy about this. And I know Rachel can't wait to plan it. He says. Rachel told me about the mate ceremony a few days ago to help me understand some things about the pack. The mate ceremony is basically like an engagement party. Andrew introduces me to the pack and neighboring packs. The pack holds a large party where I am announced as his mate and the future Luna of the pack. Basically, I'm telling everyone I'm ready to be Luna. I have one request though. I add. Anything, babe? He says I don't want my family to attend. I say shyly. I know the family of the future Luna typically attends. Okay, baby. We won't invite them. He says, bringing me into another hug. Oh my goddess, we have so much planning to do. And shopping. Rachel is really excited. We need to head back tomorrow to plan. She adds. Oh, please don't cut this short on my account, I say, upset this will end. Lena's right, we can stay one more day. Murphy looks just as upset as I feel. I love how he wears his feelings on his sleeve. Murph is right. One more day here will do us all some good. Andrew adds. Fine, but I'm making a few calls tomorrow to get the ball rolling. We have to send the invites out as soon as possible. Rachel explains. And your mom is going to be so excited. She adds, talking to Andrew. Oh no, I haven't even met Andrew's family. We need to do that before this whole ceremony. When am I going to meet your family? I look up and ask him. We'll plan a dinner when we get back, okay? He says, looking down at me. I'd like that. I smile. Okay, future Luna, I'm really excited about the ceremony. I love a good party, but ladies, come look at this fort your men have built for you. Murphy says proudly. I had actually forgotten about the fort. We walk around the corner to the living room and there is a fort made out of chairs, blankets, and cushions. It's honestly impressive and Murphy's face is glowing with pride. I giggle and take Andrew's hand. We walk over to get a better view. Wow guys! I'm seriously impressed. Rachel says. I nod in agreement. We all climb in and turn on an old scary movie and the rest of the night is the same. We laugh at all the bad acting and the scary monsters. We have pizza delivered and just have a really good time in each other's company. I spend a lot of time cuddling Andrew and it's nice. I guess I fell asleep downstairs because I wake up in bed next to Andrew who is out cold. I watch him sleep a bit. I run my fingers over his muscular arm and feel the tingles with every touch. I fall back to sleep and wake up in the morning hearing the door close. Andrew is gone. I feel a ping of hurt in my heart. Was I really sleeping that hard that I didn't hear him get up? I decide to take a bath since this is going to be our last day here. I run a hot bath and get in. I lay my head back and place a washcloth over my face as enjoy the soak. You know a man could get used to this sight. I pull the cloth off my face and see Andrew standing at the door. You could have seen it earlier but you ran out the door. Why did I just say that? I'm getting too bold. Andrew's face turns to concern. Oh babe, I'm sorry. My mom was asking for my attention on the phone. Rachel called her this morning about the ceremony. He comes over to the side of the tub. I made plans for us to have dinner with them a few days from now. Mom is really excited to meet you and plan the ceremony. Andrew adds. I'm excited too. So what are our plans for our last day here? I ask. Well, Todd wants to throw a little something for us, if you want. It will basically be another boat day with more boats and people. If you want to. He asks hesitantly. Sure, why not? It will be like a pre-ceremony party. And I think Murphy wouldn't forgive me if I say no. We both laugh. Okay babe, I'll let you get ready and I'll meet you down for breakfast. Andrew says as he turns and leaves. I soak for a few more minutes then get out and get dressed. I head downstairs and everyone is at the table already. I sit next to Andrew. I'm so excited for today. Murphy says in between bites of food. He always seems to be eating. We finish breakfast and head out on the boat. We head towards a large boat surrounded by two other boats in the middle of the lake. Ugh, Sienna is here. Rachel says, maybe we shouldn't go. Andrew says looking at me. Dude, don't let her ruin this. It's for both of you. We'll just kick her out if she will, if she's being herself. Murphy says. Andrew still looks concerned. I wonder why he's concerned. We pull our boat up and we get on the larger boat. I see Dot and Cassie and they head over to us. Hey guys! Dot says, hugging me and Rachel. Andrew and Murphy go over to Todd and two other guys. Hey! I say. Cassie gives a look. Sienna is here unfortunately. She thinks she is so important, someone should tell her she's just a Gamma's daughter with no mate. I'm so glad I am on Cassie's good side, she is definitely a mean girl. Why is she here? Rachel asks. We all got the invitation to the mating ceremony today. Jeremy got a call asking if we've seen Andrew up here and then out of nowhere Sienna popped up. Cassie explains. Then I see this gorgeous, tall, and tan woman come from the front of the boat. She has long wavy black hair and the smallest red bikini I have ever seen. She walks right up to Andrew and gives him a hug. A growl escapes me when I see her hands on him. Oh, I like you. Cassie says, responding to my growl. Sienna has always tried to get close to Andrew because he's the alpha. Cassie explains. Sienna has her arm around Andrew and he is just letting it happen. I narrow my eyes and head straight for them. I take my cover off and walk right behind them. Andrew turns and sees me coming and he has a big smirk on his face. He can tell I'm upset about this female. He moves to the side and Sienna's eyes look at him and then to me. Hey baby! Andrew says. Hey mate! I say the last part loud. I've never called him that, but I felt like I needed to claim him loudly. Lena, have you met Sienna? Andrew asks. Oh no, I haven't. Hello, I'm Catalina, Andrew's mate. I heard you received the invitation to the mating ceremony, looking forward to seeing you there. I say as I stand in between her and Andrew and wrap my arm around his waist and place my other hand on his side, being very possessive. Sienna just looks shocked. Hi, yes, I did receive it, she says, still a bit in shock. I think I like jealous Lena. Andrew says in my mind. Great. If you could excuse us for a minute. I say, dragging Andrew away. We jump back on his boat for a bit more privacy. Were you trying to make me jealous? I whisper, yell at him. What? No, Lena, I wouldn't do that. Andrew says, well, what were you doing letting her hug you and have her arm on you? And yes, I was jealous, okay. I'm getting a little louder. Lena baby, listen to me. I love you and only you. I only have eyes for you. I need you to believe me. Sienna has always tried to be more with me, but nothing has ever happened. Andrew tries to explain. I growl at her name. Andrew giggles and shoot him daggers with my eyes. Baby, calm down. How about I spend the rest of the day with you, so if any woman comes close to me you can scratch her eyes out? Andrew says, raising an eyebrow. I realize now I may have overreacted. Fine, you stay by my side the rest of the day. I say, yes, Luna. I like you giving me orders. Andrew says, going for my sides to tickle me. No, don't you dare. I say, slapping his hands away. The rest of the day is better. Andrew stays by my side and Sienna keeps clear of us. I start having fun again. By the end of the day I notice Sienna has left early. We all part ways and head back to the lake house. Andrew and I take a bath together. Nothing too steamy happens. We are both exhausted from being in the sun all day, being surrounded by people, and drinking. We cuddle up into bed and fall fast asleep. Catalina's POV: we're woken up by banging on the door. I get scared and sit straight up. You guys, we have to leave soon or we'll be late. Rachel yells on the other side of the door. Stop banging, you scared Lena. Andrew yells back. Oh sorry hun, I just don't want you late for your meeting. She yells back. Meeting? What meeting? I yell, your first planning meeting for the ceremony. Rachel says. Now get up. And get packing. She says, and then I hear her steps down the hallway. Planning meeting? I ask, looking down at Andrew, who is still laying in bed. Oh, you are in for some fun. Rachel and my mom are a party planner's worst nightmare. He says with a laugh. Help. I say and hide under the blanket. Andrew laughs. Babe, if you don't come out I'm going to have to tickle you because I'm not going to be the one going to all these meetings. He says, how many meetings will there be? I ask, concerned. Honestly, no idea. But get up and get packed, little mate, or I'm coming in there. He says, getting out of bed and heading towards the door. Ugh, I don't want to leave. I get up and pack my bag and get dressed. Andrew peeks his head in. Oh good, you actually got up. I was afraid I'd come in here and have to get you out of bed. He says with a laugh, then he sees my face. Whoa babe, what's wrong? He comes and sits on the bed. Nothing. I say, being grumpy. Hey, come on, you can tell me anything babe. Is it about the meetings? I'm sure I can ask Rachel to tone it down. He says, looking into my eyes. It's not about the meetings. Well, it's not only about the meetings. I just don't want to leave here. I've had the best time of my life here and now it's ending. I don't want it to end. I say shyly. Andrew smiles and wraps his arms around me and pulls me into him. Baby, I'm so glad to hear that you have had a good time here. I want your life to be nothing but good times. We can always come back here whenever you want. But we have to go back eventually. He says and kisses my forehead. I know he's right, but it's still sad. I nod and he squeezes me. He stands and grabs my bags. I'll still talk to Rachel about those meetings, okay? He asks. I nod again. We head down the stairs and outside where a black SUV is waiting for us. We get in and Rachel and Murphy are waiting for us. We take the long drive back to the pack house. We pull up to the pack house and get out. The guys grab our bags and Rachel links her arm in mine. We are just in time. Let's go to the conference room. She leads me inside and to the elevators. We go up to the 10th floor. I've never been here. We walk into what looks like an office area. She leads me down to a door that opens up to several women sitting around a table with samples spread out across it. They all look up at us and smile. Ladies. So good to see you, Rachel. One woman says and comes over to Rachel and hugs her. Ladies, this is Catalina. Rachel says. Oh, let me have a look. One woman gets up from the desk and comes over. Catalina, I am Luna Flora, Andrew's mother. I can't say how happy I am to finally meet you. I've waited a long time for the goddess to give me a daughter-in-law. She has a warm smile and hugs me. She smells like clean laundry and flowers. She is warm and nice. It's nice to finally meet you too. I say and hug her back. Lena, this is Kate, the party planner, and this is Sarah, my future mother-in-law. Rachel says that last part with a squeal. The woman, Sarah, gets up and hugs Rachel. She looks at the ring and they hug again. Everyone is so excited for everything going on. They lead me to a seat and explain the plan for the event. They ask me what colors I like, what theme, guest lists, food, drinks, and when I think they can't ask any more questions, they ask more. When we finally leave the meeting room, the sun is setting and I am exhausted. We make it back to the apartment and I am surprised to see the table is all set up for dinner for 4. Andrew and Murphy are bringing food out to the table. Andrew smiles, comes over, grabs my hand, and brings me to the table. We thought you girls would be hungry after all that planning. Andrew says. I'm starving. Rachel says. We all sit down and enjoy a good meal. After it's over, Rachel and Murphy leave and Andrew and I sit on the couch and chat. Oh, how do you feel about starting training tomorrow with Lucas? Andrew asks. I feel pretty good about it. I mean, sure, I don't know what that entails, but I've always wanted to train. I say. Also, any excuse I can use to not have another meeting like today. I add and Andrew laughs. How is planning an amazing party and spending all the money the worst day ever? Andrew says in a teasing voice. I gasp at his tease and go to stand up. I'm only teasing, little mate. I don't know why I like when he calls me that. Baby, I want you. His eyes are so dark they are almost black. You can have me. I say. Andrew, please. I beg. What is it, mate? What do you want? Andrew whispers. I want you. He growls in pleasure at my request. Say it again. He says. I want you. As soon as I'm done, Andrew, I scream out as I'm about to explode. Andrew moans and we release together. I love you, Lena. He whispers, I love you. I reply. He looks me in the eyes and kisses me harder. We lay there on his bed. I'm cuddled up to him. We fall asleep together. Catalina's POV after 2 long weeks of planning the night of the mating ceremony has finally come. Andrew had to go back to work after we got back from the lake house, but he is making efforts to be with me more, which is nice. I've been able to start my training with Lucas and he says I'm catching on quickly. I definitely feel more confident with the training. I woke up this morning to breakfast made and waiting for me with a note. Good morning, babe. I had to go to the office early today so I would be back for the ceremony. I made you breakfast and I made an appointment for you to get a massage at 1. I should be home by 5. I love you, Lena. Don't stress about tonight. I'll be with you the whole time. You'll be great. Yours always, Andrew. A massage? I've never had a massage before. I eat breakfast, soak in the tub, then get dressed. Rachel comes in. Hey hun, ready to go get a massage? I've never gotten a massage before. I tell her. Oh, it's the best. Come on, I'll tell you all about it on the way. We head down to the lobby and out to the spa. When we arrive, we are greeted by a lovely older woman and she shows us the locker rooms where we change into robes. We're then shown to a sitting area that has lounge chairs and refreshments. Rachel is called back as I wait for my turn. Then Sienna walks in and stops when she sees me. She narrows her eyes and sits right next to me. Hello, Catalina. What a surprise to see you here. She says in a cheery tone. Maybe this won't be so bad. Hello, Sienna. How are you? I ask, just being polite. I'm great, just getting relaxed before the party. Looks like you are too. Yes, I am. Did Andrew make this appointment for you? I look at her strangely. I'm only asking because he makes all his girls' appointments here. That's why I come here. Not that he made this appointment for me, but he made my first and I've been coming here ever since. Sienna explains. Oh, this girl is getting under my skin. How is she going to bring up our mating ceremony and then suggest I'm just another one of Andrew's girls? How many has he had? I've never asked. Catalina. The woman calls my name for the massage. Please excuse me. Enjoy your relaxation. Why am I so polite to her? I wish I would have said something snappy. Too late now. I get the massage, but I'm honestly distracted thinking about Sienna. When I'm done, Rachel is waiting for me. How was it? She asks. I tell her about running into Sienna and what she said. Well, I'm not going to lie to you, Andrew was a bit of a player when he was younger. But he hasn't been like that in years. He threw himself into his work, but now he has you. I've never seen him with another girl like he is with you. Don't let Sienna get in your head. Rachel reassures me. I'm going to try not to. It's hard when I've only known Andrew since the day I met him and don't know much of his life before that. I say. I understand. But maybe it's a good thing. Not being able to judge a person on their past and only judge their present self. Whoever he was before you, is not the man he is with you. Rachel is right. Andrew has been nothing but loving, kind, honest, and patient with me. I should judge him on that. We get back to the apartment and I shower to get the oil off. Rachel does my hair and makeup and I get dressed. I am wearing a floor-length silk dark green spaghetti strap dress, with a V cut out in the back that goes all the way to me. I have never worn anything this revealing before in my life and here I am going to meet a room full of new people in this dress. You don't think this dress is too revealing? I ask Rachel. Well, let's get a second opinion. She says and opens the door. Andrew walks in and stops in his tracks and looks me up and down. Lena. Wow. I'd much rather take you to my room than the ceremony looking this good. Andrew says with a grin, moving his eyebrows up and down. I feel myself blush. Do you think this is too revealing? I ask baby. I would rather you show up in a full trench coat so no one will look at you. But I don't think I'm the one to ask. I laugh at the thought of me showing up in a big coat. Andrew is wearing a dark blue jacket, a light blue shirt that has the top 3 buttons open, and dark blue pants. He is definitely going for style on this look, and he looks good. Are we ready to go, ladies? He asks. We nod and head down to the lobby where Murphy meets us. He whistles at Rachel and she blushes. The ceremony is happening here in the building. The first floor has 2 large halls for events, so the lobby has guests all beautifully dressed. I can't believe people are showing up for an event for me. Andrew introduces me to a few people. I have already forgotten their names, but I'm good with faces. Everyone has been very nice and complimentary. You ready to head in? Andrew asks. I nod and he leads me into the main hall and it is unreal. Everything they talked about and planned has come to life. Everything is what I picked and it is beautiful. I picked a forest lake theme, which is why I'm in green and Andrew is in blue. I can't get over how beautiful everything is, and how many people are here. Everyone is shaking Andrew's hand and they all look so happy. Every time Andrew introduces me he looks very pleased. We make our way to the head table where his parents are sitting along with the Beta family. We say hello to everyone. They all tell me how beautiful I look. We never got around to having dinner with his parents with all the planning, but I spent a good amount of time with his mom. I remember seeing his dad in the room after being attacked by Jackson, but we weren't introduced then. We sit down at our table. It's on the side of the stage so we are elevated and can see out across the room. That's when I see them, all the way in the back corner. I grab Andrew's hand and he looks at me. Babe, what is it? He asks. My family is here. I say. He looks up to where I'm looking and sees them. He lets out a growl when he sees them. They are all sitting at a table in the back staring straight at me, and Beta Yuri does not look happy. Actually, they all look angry. Andrew, what are they doing here? I ask nervously. I don't know, I'll find out. Andrew leans into the table. Mom, did you invite Alpha Samson? Yes, dear. Why? She replies. You did what? Andrew's dad shoots his head up and looks around. Back left corner. Andrew helps his dad find their location. I know he's a bit rough, but he's still an alpha and one we do business with. What's the big deal? His mother asks. How have we not talked about this yet? Alpha Samson is Catalina's father. Andrew's dad explains. His mom's eyes grow wide when realization washes over her. Oh dear, I'm so sorry, I had no idea. She replies. She asked me in the planning who my family was, but I told her I didn't want them to attend, so she didn't press it. I should have told her to make sure they weren't invited. Just then Gamma Lucas appears at the table. How did I not know who her family was? This is what happens when you don't have dinners with us. His mother says. You cancelled each dinner. Andrew replies. I was busy. His mother says back a bit loud. Now everyone calm down. I'm sure this is not helping Catalina or the situation. What will we do? We could have them escorted out of the hall? Or we could leave them. His father looks to me. I realize this is my decision. Well, I'm worried they might cause a scene if we try and escort them out. They are already here. I say. Oh, she's going to make a great Luna. His mom says and smiles at me. Andrew squeezes my hand. I'll have Lucas with you the whole time. Andrew says in mind link. He can feel the fear radiating off me. I squeeze his hand back. I don't feel good about this at all. A few moments later it's time to start. Andrew walks up to the middle of the stage and gets everyone's attention. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for coming out here tonight. Your attendance here is a great honor to me and my mate. And don't worry, I'm not going to be long-winded like my father. The crowd chuckles at that. I know you aren't here to hear me talk. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to introduce my mate and future Luna, Catalina Black. He gestures for me to join him. I stand up and walk to his side. Everyone claps and I hear Murphy and Rachel whistling. I smile big when I hear them. Thank you, I know she's gorgeous. Andrew says and the crowd chuckles again. Catalina will now renounce her old pack and blood link with her new pack. Andrew says as he is handed a knife. My turn to talk. I, Catalina Black, renounce my link to the Blood Forest pack and seek acceptance into the Moon Lake pack. I say, Catalina Black, I offer you sanctuary and acceptance into the Moon Lake pack. Do you agree to the blood link? He asks. I, Catalina Black, accept the blood link. With that we cut our hands and clasp our hands together. I feel the rush of the new pack connection flow through me. I feel Kayla jumping in the back of my mind. The crowd stands and cheers. It is now time for the token exchange. There are a few options for the token you give to your mate until you mark each other. You can choose a ring, which goes on the middle finger of the dominant hand, a bracelet, or necklace. We choose rings. Andrew gets the crowd's attention. I, Andrew, present you, Catalina, my mate, with this token until we decide to mark. He slides a beautiful ruby ring on my middle finger. I, Catalina, present you, Andrew, my mate, with this token until we decide to mark. I slide a ring Rachel helped me pick out. Andrew wraps me in a hug and kisses me. I hear the crowd cheer. I love you, Lena. I hear in my mind. I love you, Andrew. I say back. We release and Andrew addresses the crowd. Thank you. Everyone please enjoy the rest of the party. He gives a wave and we make our way back to the table. They are all standing and everyone hugs me and shakes Andrew's hand. We sit and food is brought to the table. We all eat and talk and laugh, we have a good time. Once eating is over the music picks up and Andrew and I make our way to mingle. He introduces me to the neighboring packs Alphas and Lunas. I see Todd and Cassie and we chat for a bit. Andrew, where is the bathroom in this place? I ask in mind link. It's right by the entrance doors we first came in. Ladies' rooms are on the right. Do you want me to walk you over? He asks in my mind. No. I'll make Cassie come with me. I squeeze his arm. Cassie, would you mind coming to the ladies' room with me? I ask. Of course. Let the men talk and we can girl talk. She raises her eyebrows up and down. We both giggle and the guys just look at us, making us laugh more. She links her arm in mine and we head off to the bathroom. When we get inside of the bathroom we hear Cassie. A girl in a long pink dress is waving at her. Oh, that's my cousin. Go ahead into the bathroom, I have to tell her something I found out about her mother, it's salacious. I'll just be 1 minute. And she rushes over to the woman. That's fine, I just have to pee so bad. I go into the bathroom. There is a large lounge area with 5 small doors along the wall. I open the door and use the bathroom and feel such a relief. When I'm done I go out to the lounge area and there is my mother waiting for me. A sudden panic falls over me. Hello, daughter. She says, what are you doing here? I ask. I'm here to celebrate you, of course. She says, walking up to me, and looks me up and down. My, don't we look like $1 million? I'm beginning to not like this. She grabs my arm and pulls me into the room. She circles me looking at my dress. Where are your scars? Are you trying to pretend like you are someone different? That's very clever. She says and stops right in front of me. It has been weeks, you ungrateful mutt. We haven't been invited to the Pack Lands, in fact we haven't heard a thing from you. Then we get invited to this event not as the future Luna's family but as regular guests? It's disgraceful. How dare you try and snob us? She leans into my ear. I should let Yuri do what he's been itching to do since we got here. He's been begging me to let him have you. He told me he can't wait to be inside you again. Maybe I will let him teach you a lesson. Excuse me. I hear from the door. We turn and see Cassie narrowing her eyes at my mom. Oh dear, it's okay, I'm her mother. With all due respect, Luna Mary, I don't care if you're the moon goddess herself. Making the future Luna of the Moon Lake Pack cry at her own event is extremely distasteful. Cassie walks toward us and places an arm around my shoulder. This is a family matter, dear, please leave. My mother demands. Cassie smiles, realizing my mother doesn't know who she is. Well, seeing how Catalina is now part of my family, please say whatever you would like in front of me. And you may address me as Luna Cassandra of the Emerald Stone Pack. My mother takes a step back. The Emerald Stone Pack is one of the wealthiest packs and no one wants to be on their bad list. I didn't know which pack Cassie was from until now. Luna Cassandra, I had no idea. Please, I will take my leave. My mother says as she leaves the room. I let out the breath I didn't know I was holding in. I start breathing fast like I'm going to have a panic attack. Rachel enters the room and rushes over to us. Lena, breathe. You are okay. You are safe. She is trying to get me to calm down, but I keep thinking about what my mother said about Yuri. I can't let him have me again, and then blackness.